Hello beautiful people, it is Kanika popping back in with another video. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about my top organizing products. Now they're not coming from a particular place like the Container Store or IKEA or Amazon specifically. I'm literally just going to be sharing with you my favorite organizing products. Now, you guys know I am a professional organizer. I have my own organizing company, Tidied by K. And so I feel like I'm pretty good at selecting products that are going to be functional, that are practical, that are durable. And I always look for items that are quality, right? So I'm not really paying too much attention to the price, more so the quality. However, I do like me a nice little bargain find when I can get one, especially if they still are quality organizing products. Now, let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to be sharing with you guys products that I'm using currently in my home, but just know that these are the same products that I'm bringing in my client's home if it makes sense for the spaces that I'm organizing. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, y'all. So item number one are honeycomb dividers. These are my absolute faves, my absolute go-tos when I'm organizing bedroom drawers, closets, things like that. Now, this is only 4. They typically come in a set of 8 or 16, and I always get mine from Amazon. However, you can get something very similar to this at the Container Store. Walmart is now, I see some Walmarts have items like this, so it just kind of depends. But Amazon, you always got them. They have them in different colors too. But whenever I'm organizing drawers, your socks, your underwear, you have baby socks, baby bibs, onesies, things like that, where you don't really want to focus on folding stuff, but you want it to have a little bit of order and just be accessible and functional. Honeycomb dividers are going to be your best friend. I also have used them for men's ties. If they have a lot and they have limited hanging space and they don't mind them kind of being rolled up and put in dividers, then I'll do it for those as well. But let me go ahead and show you in my bedroom how I use these honeycomb dividers to add a little bit more structure and order to my bedroom drawers. I use mine for my sports bras, socks, and underwear. So let's go and look. Also, I feel like it's important to mention the affordability of the honeycomb dividers. Y'all, they are pretty cheap when you're thinking about buying organizing products. And again, because of the quantity that you're getting, you really need to buy like 1 or 2, again, depending on the amount of stuff that you have. But typically like 1 to 2 sets of those honeycomb dividers will run you about $12 to $15, which I think is relatively cheap when you're thinking about adding order to your bedroom drawers or just whatever you're trying to organize in your closet. Now, the second organizing product, y'all, I kid you not, I absolutely swear by them. I get mine from the Container Store, although I am seeing other stores like Walmart and IKEA offer something very similar. But these are the multi-purpose bins from the Container Store that come in different sizes. So you can get a small, medium, large, extra large, a whole bunch of different colors. Now they've added like a fancier version of the same multi-purpose bin, but made them acrylic. Let me show you. So these are the multi-purpose bins from the Container Store. So this is a medium. Multi-purpose bin is the most proper name for these bins because you can literally put them anywhere. I have used them in laundry rooms. I have used them to organize under the sinks. I have used them personally in my home, in my deep freezer or my freezer. I have like one of the pull-out freezers. I'll show you guys how I organize my freezer with, again, these multi-purpose bins. You can literally put them anywhere. I put them in kids' toy rooms or playrooms. Again, because they have the different colors, you can kind of jazz it up and make it look a little bit more festive if you want. But honestly, the multi-purpose bins, they are phenomenal and they're very practically priced or efficiently priced, I guess I can say. So you're not going to break the bank trying to add order if you're using these multi-purpose bins, which is another reason why it's a very no-brainer buy for me when I'm organizing for my home and even for my client's home. So if you don't have any multi-purpose bins, I really don't know what you're sleeping on. Now that you know that they are going to be functional, they are practical, they are inexpensive, you need to go get some. All right, so for the third item, I'm actually taking you back in my bedroom. I wanted to show you guys how I organize my bed storage and my drawers with these organizers. Now, These are adjustable drawer organizers. You can see they adjust and they are going to kind of adjust to the depth of wherever you're putting them, right? And so these are perfect to organize drawers. Now, they come in a wide array of different sizes, colors, dimensions, right? Heights. So you can use something very similar to organize your drawers in your kitchen, for instance, right? They have bamboo adjustable organizers that look a little bit more streamlined and a little bit more fancy. The width is going to be way smaller, probably like half of the width of this is something that you would find to put in your drawers in your kitchen. Again, it all just kind of depends on the measurements, but all in all, adjustable drawer organizers are going to be your best friend to add a little bit more order to your space. Again, I use them in my client spaces, I use them in my home, and they can literally go in any space in your home. You can use them in your bathroom, your kitchen, your bedroom. Wherever you have some drawers that need a little bit of order, you can use these adjustable drawer organizers, and you can find them relatively cheap on places like Amazon, right? You can get an entire box of 8 adjustable organizers for 40 bucks, which will go a long way if you are trying to add a little bit of order into your drawers. So again, organizing staple. I literally have a whole backstock of these up in my attic because I am buying them so frequently to use in my client spaces. So they're just a must-have organizing product. And if you don't have them in your home, go get some, okay? Item number 4. So this is something that's going to help you maximize space wherever you're trying to store them. And it's also like another go-to organizing product for me. So this is a shoe space saver. So typically, you know, when you're putting your shoes side by side, you know, it takes up a little bit more space. And so this allows you to stack your shoes, and this is adjustable, right? So it can go for heels, it can go for like ankle boots, tennis shoes. These are going to be a really good solution to maximize your space, really double the space when you're thinking about organizing your shoes. I have these in 2 spaces in my home. Right when I walk in the front door, I put all of my tennis shoes there, and then I also have like a wardrobe system from IKEA where I'm maximizing the space in that to store some of my flats and some of my heels in there as well. Go-to organizing product for my home and for client spaces. In terms of pricing, honestly, you can get these all over the place. You can order them from Amazon. I'll drop a link in the description box. These particular ones, the white ones that look like this is from the Container Store, but you can find tons of other shoe space savers all over Amazon. Different people sell them. Container Store also has them. Really good solution to optimize your space. And I'm gonna, you know, share with you guys how I maximize my space to store more shoes and make it more orderly and functional, because I kind of have a lot of shoes. Y'all, so far I've shared with you 4 organizing products that I absolutely live by. I have them at my home, I have them in client spaces. I literally swear by them. Which of these so far do you feel like is going to make the biggest impact for organizing different spaces in your home? Drop them in the comments below. And I almost forgot, go ahead, like this video if you find it helpful, but also hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified every single time your girl posts a new video. Y'all, again, we're trying to get this YouTube thing up and going, so help a sister out if you find the content helpful thus far. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. Product number 5 is all about maximizing your vertical space. So for me, I have this little over-the-door cabinet organizer. You could use this in a multitude of ways. You could use this as like a small little trash bag that goes on the inside of your sink, for instance, for like droppings or trash pieces that are just small that you can just toss in here. I use mine for all of my grocery bags. I just kind of keep them all stuffed in here, and they all have like a dedicated space to be in. And then this just goes on the back of the cabinet door. So again, I'll show you what this looks like in a second and how I use it in my home. But this is something that I would buy for another client or something very similar. These can be sourced anywhere, Amazon, Container Store, IKEA, something similar, and they're relatively inexpensive. All right, y'all, product number 6. You see this basket with a handle? You see it? I like these. They're pretty durable. They come in multiple sizes. You can get them in different looks They can be like this little translucent type plastic. They could be acrylic. I use them in my kitchen. Honestly, you can use them anywhere as well. Like I've used these in client linen closets and their bathrooms. I use mine in my kitchen. They can literally be used anywhere, but they're so perfect for functionality, for practicality, and accessibility, again, because of the handle. These are just really good products to use. I use them in my home, like I've mentioned. I use them in client spaces, and they are pretty inexpensive, so go buy it. And then again, I'll show you what that looks like in my space and how I use them in my home. Okay, so here are the little baskets with handles I was mentioning. So I put different things in here. So like, here's my medicine. I like it because it has a handle. Mason jar lids. And then these are, because I decant most of my spices, these are just like extra supplies for the spices, which makes sense because my spices are here. All right, y'all, and then the last thing that I'm gonna recommend to you is a label maker. I don't care which one you get. This is the P-Touch Cube. This is also a P-Touch Cube. And then this is just a regular brother, right? So I don't care which one, but you need a label maker. I think label makers just make it so much easier for you to have longer lasting systems because you are labeling things, and it's making it easier for everybody utilizing the space to keep up with the system. So if there's a basket that says tops or t-shirts, the only thing that should go in that basket are t-shirts, right? So we're not putting work blouses, we're not putting workout shirts, we're literally putting t-shirts, just regular casual t-shirts that you can wear around the house, right? So labels just make it easier for you to maintain the space, for other people to maintain the space, and that's how you can create systems that are longer lasting. These are my favorite. So this one is the P-Touch Cube Plus, the black one, and then the white one is just a regular P-Touch Cube. Both of them are amazing. They are a little on the pricey side. I think this one was about $100 and some change, and this one may have been $80. Don't quote me. I can look for you and put it in the comments or in the description box for you, but they can be a little pricey. But good thing here is that you only need to buy it once, and then you just buy the refills, and you can order the refills from Amazon, and they work just as well. Label maker, organizing product that you absolutely need in your home. I use these pretty much on every project that I'm doing for clients. All right, y'all, so that is it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful in terms of the organizing products that I recommend as a professional organizer. Remember, these are the same exact products that I'm using in my home, that I put in my clients' homes. I'm gonna do you a solid and go ahead and link most of the products in my description box. So if you are interested in grabbing them for your own home, go ahead and do that. Now, before I sign off, you guys already know the drill. Like and comment on this video, and then do me an extra solid and go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified every single time I post a new video. All right, beautiful people, I will talk to you a little bit later. Peace.